head to the gym, do a little workout. Before I go, I'm gonna put this porridge together. Now this combination, I don't know what it is. It's so simple, but it's super tasty. It's just oats. It's just oats. Look, I'm gonna list off a whole bunch of ingredients, but it's oats, desiccated coconut with some peanut butter, hemp seeds, chia seeds, just all of the seeds, pumpkin seeds if I fancy it, some ground pumpkin seeds. Sometimes I'll throw a few raisins in there, sometimes some goji berries, and then I'll finish it off with some full fat coconut milk, and that sweetens it up for me. Like, I don't need any sweetener, I don't need any maple syrup or any honey. But if I did fancy some, obviously I would add some, but I'm gonna keep it out. So yeah, let's put this porridge together. Finish it off with a little bit of coconut milk. Also gonna heat up a few blueberries.
Place the frozen blueberries into a pan, just with a touch of water, and just cook them until they were soft. And finished off with that full fat coconut milk. Look how creamy it makes this porridge. So I served everything up, just topping the porridge with this coconut yogurt, along with those cooked blueberries. I placed on top some bee pollen, and yeah, just fueled myself before my morning workout.
Headed to the supermarket after the gym just to get a few essentials, including some olive oil. Like to always keep a range of olive oils on hand at all times. And you know, I cannot be without my sardines. And for some reason, I'm finding them. I'm having more luck with finding sardines in extra virgin olive oil. I'm gonna make that wild garlic potato salad, which I showed you a few videos ago, but I'm gonna do it in a different way. I'm gonna make up this wild garlic pesto. Jersey royals are in season right now, so you should find them pretty easy, especially if you are in the UK. Grabbed some beetroot, avocados, some kiwis. I love a regular scramble. 2 minutes in the pan, done, easy, quick breakfast. But when I do have a little bit more time and I'm feeling for something extra tasty, this spicy spiced scramble that I make is wonderful. I've been doing this with beans recently and it just works. A great way to get some extra fiber into your breakfast. Starting with our pepper, we're just gonna chop that up. I'm also gonna throw in some tomatoes too. You could do both like me. If you've only got tomatoes, that will be fine. Or if you've only got some red peppers, that will also be fine. You can make this as spicy as you want. You could really flavor it up. Sometimes I like adding in some cumin seeds, which I'll probably do this morning. So I actually usually do a lot of classes. I never really train by myself. Time efficiency, it's just easier to go into a class, clock in and clock out. But I have been so injury ridden recently. I've got a broken toe, which I've had for a long time, which is just kind of playing up. I also stupidly dropped a weight on my finger, on my right hand, which really has been bugging out and causing a lot of pain. I just feel like for now, I'm just kind of going at my own pace in the gym and just wanting to kind of, yeah, just train by myself. Can't really keep up with everything that I do in certain classes. My #1 favorite thing to do is hot yoga, but I just feel like my balance is completely off, so I'm just giving that a bit of a rest.
I decided not to add the cherry tomatoes in. I just continued by chopping up some red onion. So yeah, I just heated a pan with a little bit of coconut oil, throwing the red peppers and the onion in, seasoned with some salt, some black pepper, and I threw in some cumin seeds. You could throw some chili flakes in, some smoked paprika. You really just spice this scramble up however you like.
Cooked our finely chopped peppers and onions. Just gonna rinse off the black beans, throw them in there, and then scramble the eggs.
Giving the black beans a good wash and rinse, I place them into the pan. So these black beans, these ones from Sainsbury's, I actually really like them, the ones in the carton. Sometimes they're not salted well, so I went ahead and threw in some extra salt. Cracked my eggs into a bowl. I had 3 eggs this morning.
Dusty knuckles, potato sourdough. Yes, please. I'm gonna finish with some coriander. I know that for a lot of you, coriander tastes like soap, apparently. So you guys tell me in my comments. You could definitely use something like parsley. You could even use dill if you want. Any fresh green herb.
After a couple of minutes of just letting the black beans cook, I moved them to the side and I just threw my eggs in and just scrambled. Just before the eggs are cooked, I fold the black beans in and just combine.
That is something special. If you want to Fibermaxx your breakfast, and you want a really easy way to do it. I already love the combination of black beans and eggs, and I often eat it undefeated. I'm gonna organize my fridge. I'm just gonna see what's in there, take everything out, rearrange everything. And whilst I'm doing that, obviously show you fridge staples that I always have. I often do this, number one, because I just like having an organized kitchen. And number two, I just feel like it reduces food waste. I know exactly what's going on. I can stay on top of everything that's in my fridge and I don't repeat by ingredients that I obviously wouldn't need. Definitely gonna just wash my greens. That's something that I usually do the day that I get them. And then it just ensures that I actually eat them and nothing goes to waste. But I have been busy the past few days, so I haven't really had time. So I'm gonna wash my greens, put them away, and yeah, just sort these shelves out. So yeah, starting with greens, this is a fundamental ingredient that has to be in my fridge at all times. I do like to switch things up. I often grab my greens from the farmer's market because they're just the freshest, most delicious greens that I can find. So I've got a bag of chard, I've got some gorgeous spinach too, and a little bit of kale that definitely needs using very soon. Also got some wild garlic and I've got some rocket. Love to have some cruciferous vegetables in my fridge too. So I've got some broccoli and some cabbage. The way I've been preparing greens recently is so basic. I just grab my steaming trays, steam them, a little olive oil, a little salt, simple, delicious. My greens washed and prepped for the next week or so.
This is one of the reasons why I love to clear out my fridge, and I do it pretty often. I do buy a lot of ingredients, so it just means that I can just stay on top of things. Some ingredients that I didn't even realize I had. I just cleared out the vegetable drawer and just packed everything back. I found some asparagus tips that I had no idea were there, some watercress. Doing this just makes my mind feel clear. When everything is organized, I'm more likely to cook from home, to cook from scratch.
Some of the things that I love to have in my fridge include some cooked beetroot. An example of a lunch that I'll throw together is my mackerel, crispy bean and beetroot salad, which I shared a few videos back. Love adding beetroot to my blueberry smoothies also. A variety of dairy yogurt and non-dairy yogurt. I always love to have some Greek yogurt for dressings, salads. I don't know, sometimes I'll throw it on top of porridge, just everyday things. Then I also love having some alternatives. Coco's is my favorite coconut yogurt, but we also have some of the coconut collaborative one too. So some different cheeses. We've got some mozzarella, some goat's cheese, some parmesan, some halloumi and some feta. Just makes everything 10 times more delicious. Gotta have some cheeses on hand. Some fresh blueberries. So one of my favorite ingredients from Marks & Spencer, this chili pesto right here. I cannot be without it. Yesterday I had a bit of sourdough, put it on the sourdough, topped it with some sardines, some watercress, delicious. This is the only shop bought soup that I actually enjoy from this brand, Cully & Sully. I feel like the other supermarket ones just have a really strange taste, or like sometimes a really strange aftertaste. But this one, I'll usually add some extra black pepper and then throw some lentils in there or something, or some butter beans, top it with an egg. When I need a little convenience, I love having a ready-made soup or something like that on hand. An essential is a good butter. I've got back into the habit of soaking and cooking my own beans from dried. So like there are so many options nowadays. So yeah, you can get some really tasty beans, but they are so easy to just soak and cook from dried. It would definitely be more cost effective, especially if you're cooking them in big batches. you've got a lot of people to feed. So simple to do. I just soaked the butter beans overnight, gave them a good wash and rinse in the morning, placed them in my pressure cooker, my #1 kitchen pan pot I could never be without. Yeah, so place them into the pressure cooker with a little bit of salt, and I always add this Japanese sea vegetable. It's called kombu. It's not only a nutritional powerhouse, it's also known to help digest the beans easier. Definitely gonna throw these butter beans in the lunch that I'm gonna put together. Salty briny foods that I always have a half-filled jar of olives along with some sun-dried tomatoes, and then also some capers. So I've got some caper berries, and I've also got some regular capers too. For fish, for sauces, for dressings, love capers. I also showed you the other day how I love to crisp them up. If you try them that way, then you know how good they are. Roasting a whole chicken this weekend. Always got some type of protein. Other random sauces and condiments that I currently have. This sticky date and tamarind sauce, miso paste, staple of all staples, some Dijon mustard. Decided to just make a brine for our chicken. That's gonna be for the weekend. So for the brine, we've got some garlic, thyme, black peppercorns, some lemon peel, some salt and some sugar. So that brine is going to cool down, then we're gonna place the whole chicken in there, and it's going to be the most incredible juicy chicken that we cook. So lunchtime, I'm gonna be super mindful that I am eating out tonight, so I kind of wanna preserve my appetite, but I'm in that in-between stage where I'm feeling a little bit hungry. I did share with you that wild garlic potato salad. This is a slightly different variation of that salad. We're going to whip up this powerhouse wild garlic pesto. We're gonna include things like hemp seeds and pumpkin seeds. Then just to, again, Fibermaxx this lunch, we're gonna be adding in some butter beans to our potato salad. To top everything off, we're adding in some sardines. So first things first, we're gonna whip up this pesto. I'm just gonna give my wild garlic a really good wash. So in goes the wild garlic, our star ingredient. Not only is it rich in antioxidants like regular garlic, it is going to give this pesto the most vibrant green color. Flavor of the wild garlic is only going to maximize once we mix it with the warm potatoes. So I'm gonna throw some lemon juice in. It's going to just brighten the pesto, keep it that vibrant green color. Extra virgin olive oil. Doesn't really need an explanation, does it? We love olive oil over here. Some people might say that seeds don't belong in a pesto, but I love adding them in. Today, I'm gonna add in some hemp seeds. Hemp seeds add this subtle nuttiness that actually doesn't overpower the wild garlic, so they're perfect in here. And then some pumpkin seeds, high in zinc, great healthy fats, and actually they add a really lovely texture to this pesto, which I personally enjoy. And would it even be a pesto without a little bit of Parmesan? Smells so delicious. Great.
So for this wild garlic potato salad, I placed the cooked potatoes into a bowl along with the cooked purple sprouting broccoli. I added in a touch of butter, those warmed butter beans, along with that powerhouse wild garlic pesto. I almost cried at how good this is. I've decided that I need to somehow preserve wild garlic because this year I'm going crazy with it. I am obsessed.
Now that it's all mixed together, I'm gonna throw in the sardines. I like to keep them as kind of chunky as possible. I don't want it all kind of crushed up. So yeah, I'm gonna add those in now. If you want to be extra like me, trust me, top it with some goat's cheese. If you can't do goat's cheese, top it with some feta, top it with something creamy. This wild garlic potato salad is limitless. As I was throwing all of the ingredients together, I was thinking of other variations, potentially throwing in some olives, some sun-dried tomatoes and tuna. Once you have a base of a recipe, that's when you can really play about and add your own flair, add your own touch.
This Georgian restaurant Daka Daka exceeded my expectations. Flavors, the invention, the creativity of this menu completely blew my mind. Chef Adrian has really created something special.
What we got, right? So we've got sunflower seed panini that we make in-house. We fold with Neil Jar's dairy house lager. red pepper cauli. Basically, in Georgia, they have an infatuation with like vegetable pates.
Yeah.
What we've done here is taking 4 no peppers, elongated ones, char them over the fire, peel them, a little bit of vinegar, walnuts toasted over the fire, and coriander and green chili, confit garlic, and then baby aubergines. What we do is we marinate them in loads and loads of olive oil, and then this salt is Savinetti salt. It comes from the Savinetti region of Georgia. It's the most mountainous.
Oh, perfect.
This is on me,
Thank
guys.
you.
They're away.
We are being spoiled.
Yellow beetroot, purple yellow cauliflower, baby carrot, and pickled chili.
I was saying to my friend that this crudo is probably the best, freshest, most delicious crudo I've ever had. Citrus, the coriander, the chili, unbelievable. These are the king kali, the hand-twisted stewed filled dumplings.
Traditionally in Georgia, they don't eat the handle. They leave it on the plate as a way to count who ate the most dumplings. Now that's going to be a problem here going to.
We had the garlic roast chicken, superb, and then these cheesy filled flatbreads. This tomato salad not only looked divine, when you cut into it, it was almost like this marinated, juicy, flavor-packed tomato on this like hazelnut cream. We finished with a few of the desserts. This soft serve, which was made with wine, and then these little donuts, they kind of tasted like churros. If you want an experience like no other, you have to try this restaurant.